Well, good afternoon, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to another Wednesday Wisdom Poetry. I am Sheraldon Brave, and it is so good to have you here with me. I um, I hope that I've done everything that I needed to do because we have gone live, and I am ready to see your smiling faces. So listen, I've got a few pieces today. I'm actually celebrating, uh, you know, educators this week, be it teachers or now educators at home, our parents with our children. So I've got a few pieces I'd like to share with you, and so go ahead and relax, and I'll go ahead and get started. Hey, my cousin Moni, it's good to have you. Aunt Margaret, good to have you by letting me know also that you can hear me. So, the first piece I would like to do is a four-liner. Um, it's out of theme as far as with education, but I wanted to share this piece that I wrote. Uh, I'll read it and then I'll give a little background information on it, okay? Positive reaction, the four-liner. Don't be angry, be disgusted. Cuss if you have to, just don't hate, excuse me, let me try that one more time. Be angry, be disgusted. Cuss if you have to, just don't let hate and malice become a part of you. Again, be angry, be disgusted. Cuss if you have to, just don't let hate and malice become a part of you. I decided to go ahead and write this and do this piece because earlier in the week, some of you may be familiar that I did a piece regarding uh, Aubrey, the gentleman, Ahmaud Aubrey, rather, down in Brunswick, Georgia. Several things I had put on Facebook. First, the piece called Rumbling. And you can always go back in my timeline and read the piece Rumbling. And then I asked a question regarding the video. And I realized that as I was looking at some of the comments on my page and then some of the comments on the other pages that was shared to, that there was a sense of anger, of course, rightly so. And I like to put it as righteous indignation. And I wouldn't even say that anyone went too far, but the one thing I would always say is let's not become what they are. I'll repeat that. Let's not become what they are. So that sense of righteous indignation, you bottle that up, you infuse it with what you know to be the truth, and then you go out there and you handle yourself accordingly. All right? So this piece, positive reaction, was to mitigate hopefully those feelings that some of us were having. Uh, we need your positive energy at this time, and Lord knows uh, this young man's mother, father, family needs your positive energy. All right? So that's enough of that. Um, so I did say that we were going to be celebrating educators, and I want to celebrate educators, those in the classroom, those in the schoolhouse, those who are making policies, and those for our children, because this is a very difficult time for them. And whether or not you think about it, educators usually spend more time with your children, waking moments, than you do. I'll say it again. Educators usually spend more waking hours with your child than you do. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read this first piece. I may have done it before on one of the broadcasts, but it bears repeating. It's entitled Teacher's Prayer. Might I pass the greatest test to teach my students to do their best, to study hard without excuse or stalling so they might reach their higher calling. I await the day the phone will ring from a student I taught now doing their thing. I will beam with pride as I hear my name engrossed in a moment of joy and fame. But until that day, I'll keep on teaching, wondering which students I'm truly reaching. Teacher's Prayer. It's one of my favorite ones. One of the only ones I halfway remember and could pretty much do without reading. So the other thing I wanted to, I thought about and I said, the students, your child, our students are missing their teachers. They're missing their educators, and my mind actually went, especially for our teachers who are special educators and those uh, who are teaching our children that may be on the spectrum. Our lovely students who are dealing with autism, um, or Asperger, and the whole spectrum. No student, no child likes change, but it's even more difficult when a child on the spectrum has to experience change. So parents, I know this might be a difficult time for you, but know that their teachers or educators are well aware of that, and they have you lifted at this time. Um, so the educators are there with you. All right. Okay. So the next piece I'd like to do is for the parents who are now faced with being teachers. This one's entitled Precious Child. And I chose this one because it involves the word teach or educate. Precious little child that I clothe and feed, I promise to fulfill above your basic needs. I promise to educate by what I do and say, and to appreciate your existence each and every day. I will offer you comfort when you feel alone or afraid, one of the many promises over time I have made. But above all else, I promise you my love. The only commitment greater comes from God above. Precious little child. The next piece is entitled Compassion for Education. Education is a key that unlocks opportunities. It is a beam in a child's eyes, an expenditure we can justify. It builds one's self-esteem and realizes the most wonderful dreams. It is the sacrifices made so that one can make the grade. Education is an investment tool that increases its benefit long after school. Though it is an important key, in and of itself is no guarantee. Greater still, when we extend a hand, along with compassion, we can heal our land. Compassion for education. I see my nephews looking there. Nicholas, so good to see you, my brother. It's really good to see you. And Nicholas could tell you all how his uncle feels about education. I shared this little tidbit. Nicholas and his brother Shaheem were actually still in school when I, excuse me, when I started teaching as a long-term substitute teacher at Richland District 1, Columbia, South Carolina. And my brother, his father, Delindo, was a over-the-road trucker. So I kind of stepped in where I could at that time. And I'm so proud of how those boys matriculated and did what they needed to do. But Nicholas in particular, I spent a little bit more time with while he was in school. And so that's all I will say to that. So Nicholas, good to see you, my brother. Excuse me. Let's see. And the last piece. For our children. Raise them, they'll raise you up. Teach them, they'll be less dependent. Reach them, they'll remember the experience. Discipline them, they'll honor the lesson. Hold them, they'll cherish the moment. Encourage them, they'll reach higher heights. Love them, they'll love you back. For our children. Two things I'd like to touch on before I close out today's broadcast. One I have sitting right here. This, hopefully you can see it, is the official absentee ballot. It's for me, and I just, as a reminder just to let you all know to go ahead and make sure that you have your absentee ballot. Uh, Even with all this going on in this country, all this going on globally, we cannot forget our civic duty of voting. And do not forget your civic duty of being counted for uh, the census 2020. Both are extremely important. And so this, I think I got out of the mail yesterday. I will have it done and put back in the mail by this weekend. But I wanted to take the opportunity to show you that I have mine. From state to state, there's going to be a little variation on how it looks, what it's going to be like. I think I shared with you that some states you have to actually put a stamp on it. Some states you have to actually have someone else to witness your signature to mail it back. It goes as deep as making sure that you have it taped correctly to be sent back to the officials. With all that being said, do what you need to do. All right. One of the things I was able to do with my original application, instead of mailing it, I was able to scan it and email it to the Secretary of State. Now, the reason I like doing it that way is because, and they actually did a auto reply. At least I can say I know that they got it. All right, I can always show that they sent it. But me just putting a stamp on it and sending it out, and that's good. That's good too. But I like to always go that extra mile to make sure that it actually went where I sent it. All right. Now, and I did say there were two things, and I have a bad habit of saying two or three things and only get to one or two. So the other thing was a friend and I were having a conversation about how going forward, whether I would continue doing the live broadcast or should I record it and then upload it. And it came to me on last night, and even at that time having the conversation, my answer was absolutely not. But on yesterday, while I was at work, it dawned on me why absolutely not. It dawned on me, and the reason is, and I hope to inspire you, seeing your names and your faces, even if it's peripheral, come in and out of my feed actually inspires me. It gives me what I need to keep doing this and to keep going. So to do this, to record this broadcast without you being present is not for me. It's just not something I would want to do. I love seeing you. I love greeting you at the beginning, and I love greeting you at the end. So with that being said, no matter what my work schedule is, no matter how haggard I might look before you, because I'm still suffering with a little bit of sleep deprivation, know that it means the world to me every Wednesday to be in front of you, to prepare myself. The theme that I'm going to be delivering would sometimes start a few days before and sometimes the day of, but nonetheless, I put all of me into it. So with all that being said, I always appreciate being in front of you. I love you. There's nothing that you can do about it. You can try. The universe is on my side with this. And before I let you go, I want to say hello to a few people that's rolling up. I see Teresa Williams and my old church mate, Adrian Brown. Andre, thank you. I see you made it in. Good. Errol, I see you. And my cousin Kit, love you all. So listen, I'll do like I always do. After the broadcast, I will go online and I will put all the poems on that I have that I've done. Now, something else before I forget. I'm also going to put a link to two things I used back in the day in education. One will be a Newsela link. Newsela is a reading program, and you could change the levels for whatever reading level your child is on, and then they'll have like 4 questions after. But it's all kinds of topics. You could change the topics, you could change the reading levels, and then it's like 3 to 4 questions that a student can answer afterwards. I think that would be really nice to have in your toolbox, parents, while you're home. And the other is for the students and the parents. That link will be the Good News Network, because we all could use some good news, and it was something that I kept on my laptop, and I had a bookmark so I can actually start my day a little bit better when I was in education. So that, with all that being said, again, I am Sheraldon Brave. Always good to have you. Always good to see you. Now I've got to get out of here, get some work done. We're getting these links uploaded for you, and also do not forget that I will also be posting on Instagram and on YouTube. So that on YouTube you can share this video with others who are not on Facebook. Again, Sheraldon Brave, Wednesday Wisdom Poetry, and we will see you when? Next week. Thanks now.